Greetings, I'm Laura Puccia Valtorta. I'm a content creator, and my movies include Bermuda, Disaster Man, and the Disease Detective series, all available on Amazon and Tubi. Welcome to a new episode of my podcast, B is for Bisexual. We're back from Italy, and we are reading a story about one of this podcast's most beloved characters, Robotica. The story is Robotica helps Grandma make a movie. And in this story, we will see Robotica become criticized a little bit. Here with me today are my son Dante.
Ciao.
And my husband Marco.
Buongiorno.
After we read our story, I'll tell you, dear listener, about the best parts of our trip to Italy this summer. And now, Robotica helps Grandma make a movie. Do-do-do-do! Grandma needed to make a film about some awesome women. It was called Roller Derby Fiends because roller derby queens attacked the rink and punched each other and skated backwards with style. She had written the script and hired the actors and crew, but filmmaking was a collaborative process, and nobody enjoyed working with Grandma. She was too demanding, too judgmental, too right. She called the gaffer a flathead. She renamed the production assistant Dunderbrains. She accused her daughter-in-law, Winnie, unjustly of being an idiot, even though these words described Grandma herself pretty well. They were classic right-back-at-you insults, except for flathead. Grandma kept her hair looking good in a frizzy natural cap that was airy and protected her head from the sun. Not flat at all. Grandma's films were important, with the feminist messages, younger women are awesome, older women can do anything. There had to be a way to film this latest work of art without angering everybody on the set. Beatrice, her wonderful teenage granddaughter, was busy chatting up Todd, the son of the cinematographer. Grandma wasn't pleased about the friendship, but sabotage was difficult. Beatrice was important to her. Clabber, the cinematographer, was talented and also important to her. So what if he was an evangelical Christian? He did the job well and he was honest. But when it came to Clabber's son dating her granddaughter, that was problematic. What if Beatrice got religion? Todd is tall, explained Beatrice, and he reads books. He talks to me.
I like Todd. He's so handsome and polite,
said Winnie.
Sounds dangerous,
said Grandma.
Who cares what he looks like? What kind of books does he read?
He likes The Hobbit, said Beatrice. Grandma groaned. She knew that the next thing would be The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, or other patriarchal crap. But she did not believe in banning books, any books.
Get him to try Atwood,
said Grandma.
Oryx and Crate.
Grandma needed an assistant on the film set, and Beatrice was out because she spent all her time with the crew to be near Todd, who was acting as a gaffer at that point, handling the electrical wires. So she bought Beatrice a pair of skates and sent her to train with the Rockets. Skating backwards and knocking people down, away from Todd, Beatrice could be an actor. The new production assistant would be a robot. Robotica, the new personal assistant, was mechanical, solar-powered. She was oblivious to insult and quick to control Grandma's outbursts.
Robotica, get me some water,
yelled Grandma. They were filming at a scorching outdoor roller rink, July in South Carolina. Wee, 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 whirred Robotica. The short, long-armed robot without a head came to life, whirled around, and wheeled from the charging station toward the huge ice chest, the contents of which were melting in the sun. Robotica was bossy, like a psychoanalyst. When Grandma said something nasty, Robotica would say, "Caution, caution," spinning around and flashing her body lights at Grandma. Doo-doo-doo-doo! Robotica was an invention of Grandma's friend Arturo, a computer scientist deep inside the Christmas Cranks, a hobby group at the university. They purchased new Christmas ornaments every year. Grandma wasn't one of the cranks. No way. She had zero time to spend on Christmas lights or reindeer inflatables purchased on sale during the summer. She was too busy writing and producing films, directing documentaries about water and about interesting chronic diseases. Producing films gave her plenty of reasons to complain about life, but even more reasons to cheer.
Film crews are expensive.
She had complained to Arturo and his close personal friend, Oleander. They were eating lunch at Immaculate Consumption.
But I need eyes and ears on the set. Also arms and legs. Maybe somebody to keep me polite.
We have a robot that can help.
Said Arturo.
Borrow her if you want.
Oh, take Robotica away forever, please.
Said Oleander.
I'm sick of that machine spying on us in our bedroom, shining those lights everywhere.
Robotica is simply curious.
Said Arturo, glaring at Oleander.
You can teach her anything, but be careful. She's a fast learner and she understands emotions. She's tuned in to the village around her.
Robotica was a big help. When Grandma Lorenza was visiting houses and parks for possible filming locations, Robotica delighted the person in charge, spinning around. Oh, that's a cute box on wheels. Look how fast it goes. Robotica would let out a delighted sound. Ee-oo, ee-oo, ee-oo.
This is my personal assistant.
Grandma would explain. I like it, the homeowner would say, clapping her hands and smiling. Where can I buy one?
Robotica is not for sale yet. She's a prototype.
Truthfully, Arturo could not raise the money for mass production. Robotica operated by reading people's cell phones. Every time a person with money tried to test Robotica by taking her home and introducing her to the family, Robotica would embarrass the money man by revealing he had 6 girlfriends, or the money woman by commenting on her upcoming trip to Indonesia with Fred. Get out, Robotica, was the typical response, shouted, crossed arms, tapping feet. But for Grandma's company, Badass Films, truth worked well. Robotica won over the property owner or the park ranger or the store manager and convinced them to sign a location agreement. This saved some time, and the process was fun. Grandma liked to have fun. Some of the best fun was arguing and insulting people.
You, get out of the gene pool.
She told Todd one day when he brought in a too-hot light and nearly burned down a location house. Todd's babyish eyes atop his beanstalk body looked so scared and hurt that Grandma felt sorry for him. Caution, caution, Robotica said, whirring around and shining her body light in Grandma's face. Be nice to Todd, be nice to Todd. Robotica was practical and useful on the set. She shut down the breakers. She found Todd a cooler light. She amused the South Carolina diva whose house had almost burned down. Grandma patted Robotica on the body box.
Good job, girl, good job.
Wee-oo-wee, said Robotica. Lorenza misses Constance. This was true. The only sad thing about making films was that Grandma Lorenza missed her longtime partner Constance, who had died 3 years earlier. Constance, a state employee, had provided moral support and money.
You're correct,
said Grandma.
I do miss Constance, but we can make up for that by managing Beatrice's life.
Robotica's lights blinked. Her long arms flailed around, signaling danger, danger. On set at the Community Rec Center, Grandma watched Todd doing audio work and Beatrice practicing her skating. Her granddaughter was a brilliant girl, quick and lean. At Grandma's insistence a couple of years earlier, she had quit ironing her curls, so now she had natural hair, gathered in a puff on top of her head. But after filming began on Roller Derby Fiends and Todd and Beatrice began working together, Grandma noticed that Beatrice's hair suddenly flattened. She went from a lively head with active curls and coils to a flat head in one day.
What gives?
Said Grandma.
I don't like your hair.
Todd's idea, said Beatrice, swinging her head around like a maniac. I thought I'd give it a try. He said that girls with straight hair have more fun.
Don't do anything Todd suggests.
Grandma snapped her fingers at Robotica, who was connected to the charging station. Robotica came rolling over. Wee, wee.
Go and fire Todd,
commanded Grandma. Clabber will be mad. Clabber will be mad, said Robotica. Winnie came running over.
Wait,
she said.
Don't fire Todd. The new hairstyle was my idea. I was helping Bee try something new.
Oh, it doesn't sound like it,
said Grandma, slapping her thigh so that Robotica would halt.
But I think Todd can stay, and I don't want to anger Clabber. And you, Beatrice, now have a main role as a skater. And roller derby women do not iron their hair.
Beatrice washed out the hair straightener and gained back her curly hair texture. She looked 100% more stylish. After the hair incident, Todd was relegated to a role as third-tier production assistant.
I'll pay the same,
said Grandma.
But his main duties will be fetching stuff and buying snacks for the crew. Water, donuts.
My son can do better than that,
said Clabber.
I'll have him make cookies and sandwiches for everyone. He's a talented chef.
Grandma nodded her head in approval.
Todd is okay, but he needs to learn. In the Molinari household, we don't tame our hair.
I noticed,
said Clabber, setting up the tripod to film roller derby women at lunch at Immaculate Consumption. Clabber's own hair was thick and wavy, like Timothy Chalamet's coiffure.
What's that supposed to be?
Said Grandma, arms akimbo.
Your hair is pretty luxurious for a Baptist boy.
Oh, nothing,
said Clabber with a snarky smile on his face. Do-do-do-do! Todd proved much more useful as a film caterer than as a sound engineer. He brought pizzelle waffle cookies to the crew, and his sandwiches were all toasted ham and cheese, or elaborate toasted cheeses for the vegetarians. He always brought along raw celery, carrot sticks, and sliced radishes. Grandma was happy to pay him for the work.
Todd, you found your calling,
she said, her mouth crunching on a radish.
Keep up the good cooking.
Robotica reeled around with a tray arm, serving sandwiches and carrots to everyone. She made a happy sound. Boop, 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 boop. But offset, when filming had finished, Todd and Beatrice found a way to go skating together. By the time filming on Roller Derby Fiends had finished, Beatrice's hair was full and frizzy. She made sure to keep it that way so that Grandma would not notice she was dating Todd. Clabber couldn't keep his mouth shut.
Your grandbaby and my son make a nice couple,
he said one day during film editing.
I think he's convinced her to attend church with him.
Grandma could feel the back of her neck bristle like a werewolf.
Church?
That's what I said.
Grandma resisted the urge to smack Clabber across the top of his head. He was shorter than she was. She felt she could take him, but Robotica intervened, whirling around between the two filmmakers. Please count to 10. Please count to 10. Beatrice was 16. There was nothing that Grandma could do. Do-do-do-do. Although the filming itself was kind of rough, the wrap party was a huge success. Todd brought in trays of fruit, carrot sticks, and small spinach pies. Then he escaped with Beatrice to hang out with the roller derby team at the Capitol skating rink. Only fogies were left at the party. Some of them looked strange, and Clabber was having trouble relating to the hairstyles and colorful clothing. Socialists, socialists, said Robotica, twirling around. Winnie came over and introduced her neighborhood friend, Misanthrope Miller, a large, shaved-headed woman with earrings and purple lipstick who was part of Winnie's comedy lunch bunch and who liked to take down the neighbors with words. Tiffany Daniels is an airhead, she said, and the air in her head is polluted. Grandma laughed.
Polluted and hot. I saw her floating around the other day with her feet 100 feet off the ground.
Good one, said Misanthrope. Did you hear that Dr. Garam, who lives next door to you, gained 50 pounds? Serves that string bean right.
Not only did I hear about it,
retorted Grandma.
I sent him a dozen cookies.
The two women howled with laughter. Misanthrope slapped Grandma on the back. Wee-oo, wee-oo, wee, scolded Robotica, who had been programmed to keep Grandma nice. It's bad to insult people. Stop insulting. Stop insulting. Grandma reached behind Robotica's left arm and hit the off button. Do-do-do-do-do. The biggest asshole of all, said Misanthrope, is that patriarchal ding-dong Alberto Molinari. Really, I stay in the neighborhood just to make fun of his world theories, such as pollution is good for us.
Yeah,
said Grandma.
that's my son.
Winnie looked back and forth between the two women.
Missy, he's not so bad. He's a good provider.
Grandma shook her head in sorrow.
Alberto really takes after his late father, a bartender I once dated. But without him, there would be no Beatrice and no Winnie, the best daughter-in-law in town.
Grandma grabbed Winnie's hand and squeezed it. The three women smiled at each other. After this conversation, the party went very well, with the fogies dancing and celebrating and making a lot of noise in Clabber's studio. Da-da-da-da! The end. People, I'd like to say that we had a good time in Italy, staying in Milano and Cavi di Lavagna. The best part of being in Italy was spending a week with our granddaughter, Gioia, and with our daughter, Clara, and our son-in-law, Ross. The second best part was the food, in particular, gorgonzola mascarpone cheese with walnuts on top. Remember, Italy has the best food and the best men. And so for now, I'll say ciao.
Ciao.
Arrivederci.
Ciao.